I must really love y'all because it's cold as hell out here. But there's too many people in the lounge right now for me to have this discussion. And yes, this is a mirror tint on my cigar lounge window. That's for people who keep asking that question. But this is a great question. When we die, where do we go? No one can give you a definitive answer. No one actually has any proof of where we go when we die. There's no proof. There's estimations. But it's interesting that this question was asked at this time frame, because I had a very, 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 very interesting dream just the other day, like 2 days ago. So in this dream, it was somewhat of a death dream, but it was a meditation that I was doing prior to, and I was asking this very question once again, because I've asked this question plenty of times, and through deeper meditations I get different answers, but they all have a similarity to them. So I believe that as we are right now, we are very complex beings. And so as the Buddhists would teach that you can die and reincarnate as a flower or, a worm or a butterfly, the complexity of our neurons and our brain matter, our consciousness, we don't even fully understand where the consciousness dwells. That's why the Egyptians thought it dwelled in your heart. But we're too complex to go down. The complexity of your consciousness right now cannot go downward. I do believe that there's a possibility that we are reincarnated to live on this planet again if we haven't learned what we need to know in order to rise above to the next level. So the dream that I had, in the dream, I was standing at the bottom, and then my consciousness just rose out through my body from all parts of my body. And as it came up, it went into a building block. And then that building block rose that consciousness in even deeper complexity into 2 more blocks on top of it. And then that consciousness rose up once again to even more complexity into 4 different building blocks on top. So basically it started building this pyramid of complexity, and at the top of the pyramid, as the pyramid kept growing and growing, always above it, a long distance above it, was always this God consciousness, this super complexity that was beyond anything that I could imagine for myself. And it was a complexity that you never could fully reach, but as you grew in your complexity, you began to know more, understand more about how the universe works, how consciousness works, how the spiritual plane exists, and based on the matter plane, it's just your knowledge, your hidden knowledge just grew more and more based on your continued growth of that complexity. So what happens? No one knows definitively. Hey ladies, no one knows definitively, but that's the best I can give you, that you're, based on what you do here, what you know here, what you learn here, how much you open your mind and your consciousness will determine where you go.